Miserable Person Mountain. Miserable Person Mountain. Okay, this is in Grandma's area where peeled, stripped bare, and broken timbers are leaned up and hanging around where they shouldn't be. I'm no forester, but I can't imagine what forces of nature would have to combine to produce these. My children can see these now. My daughters can see them and call out, "Daddy, Daddy, look at this one." They get it. They get how no typhoon, no earthquake, no ant colony, no bear or team of trained bears, no combination of all the above makes this happen. I don't know. I might be wrong. If I am, show me how. My wife's brain is coded differently. She sees it. She has better eyesight than I do, but she doesn't see it holistically. Is that the word? I don't know a lot of words. To see it not just the pieces, but the connections and the movements that would have to be behind it in time, working it backwards in time, as the police work a car crash backwards. My wife can read a room better than I can, much better. But I think I can read a forest better than she can, and better than all the people who live here. Why am I the only one seeing this? And now my daughters. Let's put together everything we know about this mountain so far without doxing Grandma. The top section right up here, what we're looking at, is ringed by roads 4 miles around, 6.5 kilometers. I think I need to walk it. So let's put that on my to-do list. Okay. We're talking about the smallest top part of the mountain that is ringed by roads. Now, the road's average elevation is 600 meters, so we are already way up on the mountain. And the mountain has 2 peaks up there. They both top out at 700 meters. 3 sides of the mountain are very steep. Very steep. I think I can say it's the southwest slope is the gentlest slope, and it's steep, but it's the least steep. A varmint hunter, even an out-of-shape, middle-aged varmint hunter could climb it in places, but that varmint hunter would have to be not in the company of his wife. You see, all around the mountain here, it is marked off by pink ribbons. Not for breast cancer awareness. Pink ribbons here mean no trespassing. Keep out. Is this a common thing, to have a whole mountain ribboned off? No, not at all. It is rare. I can't say unique. I don't know every mountain, but this is the only one in my memory bank. And I've always wondered, for over 20 years, I've wondered what kind of miserable person would be so miserable and mean and possessive about his mountain to rope it all off, his uninhabited mountain. Well, let's not go that far. Let's say there are no human houses built on it. Well, I've looked into it and found out. The mountain is owned by the prefecture. So, Hiroshima Prefecture is telling people to stay off this mountain. Stay off it. This one in particular. Now you know me. Keep out signs are like putting a plate of donuts in front of a fat kid. But my wife feels differently, so I can't lie and say I've never trespassed on this mountain, just a little bit. But I can't go too far before I'm forced down. And it's not the Hibagon's evil glaring eyes that are forcing me down. So that's why I'm not up there kicking these things and taking selfies of me leaning up against them. But there's also, yes, my natural cowardice and the idea that some of these things might be booby traps. Now, I can't find a name for this mountain, but the nearest peak with a name is called, this is how it translates in English, Miserable Person Mountain. So how about that? Now, it also tops out at 700 meters, and I think these several peaks are considered one mountain system, even as Mount Hiba is one mountain system with several peaks. Miserable Person Mountain. Why does it have that name? Yes, my wife turns into a miserable person when I start trespassing on it, but who was the original miserable person? Surrounding this mountain are several national and prefectural forests. If you didn't mind crossing the very odd, very lonely road, you could roam pretty far. In fact, you could get all the way back up to Mount Hiba. But I'm just beginning to think that we might be looking at a separate resident population right here. I really do. If they want to go visit their cousins on Mount Hiba, it's only 40 kilometers. And if you're a miserable sort of antisocial person, you don't have to cross many roads. If you travel by night, you don't have to meet anybody. You have to cross only one lonely road to get to Joyama. What's Joyama? That means Castle Mountain. That's where we tried to check out that 700-year-old castle ruin. But the road up to the top was overgrown and had a bunch of trees fallen or pushed across it. That's where the smell of feces, the miasma of feces, appeared around my wife and girls. I think we'll take a closer look at Joyama. Don't worry about that. Miserable Person Mountain. I put a lot of stock in names. We're up in Jinseki County. It's an agglomeration of 30 villages, 30 teeny tiny scattered valley villages, and one town. Total population for Jinseki County, 11,000 and change, and declining. Jinseki means sacred stone. Where is that sacred stone? Is there a sacred stone somewhere? I bet there is. I bet they didn't just pick that name out of a hat. Where else have we seen sacred stones? Okay, what else is there to see up here in this area? Well, there's Dragon Mouth Tomb. There's many megalithic burial tombs, but this Dragon Mouth Tomb is the largest megalithic tomb in Hiroshima. Where else have we seen notable tombs? Let's add that to our to-do list. Vast caves. Vast cave systems. Where else do we find vast caves? Now this is telling you that they pulled the remains, the human remains, the bones of 12 different people out of this one cave. 12 people. That's interesting. I wonder what condition those bones were in. Miserable person mountain. Can't make this stuff up, folks. I think we need calligraphy clerk to tell us more about this word, miserable. We're not done with this mountain yet.